All right, here we go. Morning, everybody. Let's get the arm swings going. So in today's session, I want to make sure we are working on the full stroke, the setup and the power through. Let's go backwards. So we're going to break it down into segments in the warm-up here when we grab our chords. Just giving you a heads up. I'll break it down. I'll show you how we do it, how we're going to do it. But the warm-up is going to be a little different today than we've been doing the last couple weeks. We're going to break the stroke down into two different parts, the setup and the power through. All right, right arm forward. So I'll go through that in one minute when we're done getting moving here. Right arm back. Sure, we're moving from the scapula. Keep that trap down. We don't want to engage that trap, the muscle right at the base of our neck. Keep that relaxed. Move that scapula in these arm swings. Right, left arm forward. Left arm back. All right, shake it out. All right, cross your arms in front of you. Warm up those lats. Bring your arms above your head. Hold it there for a second. Feel it stretch under your armpits. Back down. Do that a few times. Curl your hips under. We always want to keep that neutral spine. Make sure your butt's not poking out. Good straight line from the shoulders to the hips to the knees to the ankles. Never letting that sway in the lower back. All right, so we're going to grab our chords, shake it out. Guys, watch me for 1 second. So what we're going to do, we're going to break the stroke down into two parts. The setup and the follow through. So remember last week we talked about, I want you extended at the front of the stroke. I don't want you starting the pull here with slack on the chords. I want you to have, back up a couple steps so your hands are extended so we can get into the setup. So for 30 seconds, all we're going to do is work on the setup. Hands to the rear facing position and then back to the start. 30 seconds there. After 30 seconds, we're going to start at the finish of the setup and just power through, right? So our elbows are up, armpits open. So 30 seconds there, and then 30 seconds full stroke, right? So it's 30 seconds setup only. Get the hands in the rear facing position, elbows up, shoulders internally rotate. 30 seconds power through, and then 30 seconds full stroke, set up and power through. All right, so let's try it here. Extend those arms at the front. 30 seconds. All we're working on is the setup. Nothing past the hand position facing rear. 2, 1. Let's go. Set it up and back to the start. You shouldn't really be feeling much stress here. You're pulling back too far there, Leslie. Just to the setup. Just to the setup and stop. It shouldn't be very hard. Just get your hands in the right position. Elbows up, armpits open. Feel those shoulders internally rotate. Now, from the end of that setup, that's where we're starting the power through. And we're just coming back to the end of the setup. You're not putting the setup in. 30 seconds of just acceleration through the stroke. So I don't want you working on the setup, just the power through with the flat hand at the end of the stroke. Good. Hands should be in the half diamond position. 2, 1. Now the full stroke for 30 seconds. Set up and power through. Hands are extended at the front. Internally rotate the shoulders, pop the elbows up, and accelerate through the stroke. 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1. Good. All right, we got some work to do there. Let's get down into our plank position. All we're gonna do is plank for 30 seconds. So hold that nice strong plank. If you need help, put your knees down. Curl your hips under. 30-second plank. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. So curl those hips under. Keep a nice firm butt. You should feel your lower abs pulling that tailbone under your body. Press your heels away from you. Stay nice and strong in your shoulders. Looking straight down. Make sure you're breathing. Two, 1. Good. Back on your feet. Grab your cords again. Once again, break it down into two components, 2 parts. Get used to those elbows up. Get used to that open armpit. And this first part shouldn't be very taxing. It should just be get it to that position and back to the start. All right. So we feel real quick. I'll show you guys this. You feel your shoulder internally rotate, elbow up, hand in that half diamond position, back to the start. Right here, back to the start. That's what we're doing for 30 seconds. And the next 30, we start here and we just power through, right? But the first 30 is just this. Bam, I'm stopping here. And then back to the start. So 30-second setup, 30-second power through, 30-second full stroke. So 30-second setup. Here we go, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Set it up. Back to the start. Don't do it fast. Do it controlled. Feel that armpit open. It's like you're scooping that water at the front of your stroke, scooping it up, and then you're going to power it through when we get to that point of the stroke. 10 more seconds here. Make sure your eyes are down. 3, 2, 1. Now we power through with the high elbow, the open armpit. You feel those lats engage. And we want that flat hand pressing water back at the end of our stroke. We don't want those fingertips throwing water up. This isn't about speed. I want you to feel accelerate through the stroke. Take your time, reset, and do it again. 2, 1. Now full stroke. Set up, power through. Doing it right. You should be feeling those lats fire. You get that hand in the rear facing position. That's when you accelerate through the stroke. We don't just lollygag our hands from front to back. We move our hands faster as we move front to back. 2, 1. Good. All right, in plank position. So you're going to do a plank for 30 seconds. If you're feeling strong, we're going to go from plank to push-up, down the plank. Keeping your hips nice and stable. If you're happy just holding a plank for 30 seconds, just hold your plank for 30 seconds. But if you want to challenge yourself, plank to push-up for 30 seconds. 2, 1. Let's go. Plank to push-up position. Back to plank. Do it at your own speed. Or just hold the plank. If you go into push-up position, really stabilize those hips. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, one more round of that setup and power through. So I'm going to get you guys started, and I'm going to come look at you and make sure everybody's doing it correctly. So let's get going here. 30 seconds setup, 30 seconds power through, 30-second full stroke. Here we go. 30 seconds setup in 3, 2, 1. Eyes down. Internally rotate the shoulders. That should pop the elbows up. Open the armpit and stop. Less wrist break, Leslie. More elbow up. Elbow up. Firm your wrist. Here you go. Good, Fran. Leah, that looks good. A little more internal rotation of the shoulders. Massey, that looks good as usual. Jordy, a little more internal rotation of the shoulder. Get the elbow a little higher. Amy, same thing. Get that elbow a little higher. Internally rotate your shoulder a little more. It'll help pop that elbow up. 2, 1. Now just work the power through. Power through. Elbows up. Get the elbows up a little more than you think you should have them. Good. There you go. Nice, Fran. Really nice. Massey, good. Jordy, good. Amy, nice. Kitai, what are you doing? Let's go. That elbow up.
Kitai can't find his cord, so
okay, you just tutorial. It's your tutorial. All right,
I'm here for
set up and follow through. 30 seconds. Let's go. Full stroke. Set up and power through. 30 seconds. Good. There you go. Elbow up, firm wrist. $15 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, get our plank position. This time we're going to get up into the push-up position. Curl your hips under, everybody up in your push-up position. And we're going to walk out our hands. Few hand walk out, and then come back to the start. Keep your hips nice and stable. 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Walk it out. Don't let your hips move side to side as you move those hands. Same stability you need while you're swimming is what you feel stabilizing the hips in this position or this movement. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. Get a drink. So you got to really make sure that we're from here and you're really feeling those elbows come up. It's like you're reaching over something. If there's any drop in the elbow at all, even if it's a slight drop, you're disengaging the lats and starting to engage the deltoids, the triceps. We want to get the elbow up and overemphasize that high elbow, which is going to get into those lats. So let's grab our cords. Now we're going to isolate it down one arm at a time. We're going to do a full stroke, left arm, right arm. 30 seconds on each. So like we worked on last week, we're going to have our right arm out and we're going to stroke with our left arm. Our right arm isn't just hanging out there. It's totally engaged. You're firing up the scapula on the right arm as you pull with the left arm, keeping that right arm firm as the base to create torque for the left arm, and vice versa when we move over to the right arm. So you're stroking only with your left arm for 30 seconds, full stroke, overemphasize that high elbow, and accelerate through the stroke. Left arm only for 30 seconds. 2, 1, let's go. Internally rotate that left shoulder, pop that left elbow up, set it up, accelerate through, finish with a flat hand, and your right arm is firm Your right scapula is firm. You don't get lazy with that lead arm. 2, 1. Right arm only. 30 seconds. Left arm's engaged. Feel your upper back on that left side. Nice and firm. Internally rotate the right shoulder. Pop that right elbow up. Keep the right wrist firm. Finish with that flat hand at the back of the stroke. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. Everybody on your back. All right, so we're going to bridge up. Hands are going to clasp it in front of your eyes, pointing the ceiling. You're going to bridge up. You're going to hold that position. Then we're just going to march. Knee to chest. Knee to chest. Same thing. Keeps the hips stable. Keep your hips curled under you. And feel that upper body tautness as we move the lower body. All right, so we're going to bridge up. Hold that position. And then we're just going to march. Left knee to the chest. Right knee to the chest. And we'll do that for 30 seconds. Got it? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Really stabilize that foot that's on the ground. Don't let your body rock side to side. Eyes are straight up at the ceiling. Slow and controlled. It's not about speed. Keep those hips curled under you. 10 seconds. Two, 1. I love that move because it's so similar to swimming, the feeling we need as we're moving our legs with a slight kick, that upper body stability we need as we move those legs while keeping the spine in alignment with those hips curled under us. All right, grab your cords. Right arm, left arm. So start stroking with our left arm. Right arm is nice and firm in front of us. If our right arm is sloppy and it's loose, that's gonna lead us to putting on the brakes in our stroke. We want to keep that right arm engaged and solid from the upper back as we stroke with the left, so we can keep cutting through the water. 30 seconds, left arm only. 2, 1. Let's go. Feel that left shoulder rotate in to help you get that hand in the correct position. 10 seconds. And that right hand is straight out from the right shoulder. You're not letting it move as you stroke with the left. 2, 1. Left arm, right arm only. Left arm straight out from the left shoulder, stroking with the right arm. Finish with that flat hand. Make sure you're accelerating that right hand through the stroke. Big open armpit at the start. You should be feeling those lats fire every stroke. If you're not, you got to bring that elbow up a little higher. 3, 2, 1. Good. Right on your back. Let's do that bridge march again. 30 seconds. If you have a tough time with the march, just hold that bridge position for 30. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bridge up. Curl those hips under. Don't let that butt poke out. And at your own speed, bring that knee to the chest. That foot that's on the ground, don't let the knee wobble. Really control and keep the weight on the heel of that leg, of that foot. 10 seconds. 2, 1. Good. All right, one more round of single arm. All right, left arm first. Here we go. Left arm only, right arm straight out from that right shoulder. Don't let that right arm move or that right hand move with the momentum of the left. Keep it stable. Left arm only. 2, 1. Let's go. Eyes pointed straight down. Remember, no tucking, tilting, or lifting your head. Good neutral spine. Let me worry about the time. You focus on your technique. Elbows up, guys. I'm seeing some elbows drop at the front of stroke. Be really cognizant of that elbow coming up. And over rotate, internally rotate that shoulder. Right arm only. 2, 1. Let's go. Get that shoulder rotating in. I'm telling you, it's really going to be a key to getting that elbow up. Focus on the shoulder. Right arm only. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. On your back. One more round. That bridge march. Here we go. 30 seconds. Everybody down. All right, we're going to bridge up in 2, 1. Bridge up. Clasp those hands in front of your eyes. And then nice, slow, and controlled. March those knees up to your chest one at a time. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, good. Get a drink. All right, we're going to go both arms at the same time. But we're going to work on some intensity. We're going to go 45 seconds. Grab your cords. We'll go 45 seconds. Before I grab our cords, hang on. I want to do something quickly. I want everybody to face the camp, face forward, arms out, right? And all I want you to do, you're locking out your elbows. Lock out your elbows and rotate your hands using your shoulders in. Rotate your hands. Don't use your elbows to rotate. All your rotation is coming from that shoulder. Make a fist and feel the rotation, internal rotation from the shoulder here. That's the feeling you need. And a lot of you guys aren't doing it to the extent you need to be doing it. You need to really get that shoulder rotated in. And see the elbows? When I really rotate the shoulder in, look where the elbows are. How high they are. Right there is where you want it. If you're not rotating enough, you're here. My elbow is still down. My elbow is still facing that way. Right? If I really rotate in, now my elbow's up there, facing this way. Right? So you've got to over-rotate that shoulder. Pay attention to where the elbow's facing as you rotate more and more. Right? If you're not rotating enough, that elbow is staying down. Look where my elbow's pointing here. We want the elbow to point here to here. So we need to rotate the shoulder more. All right? Pay attention to that on this one. Let's grab our cords. And let's pay attention to that shoulder. Internal rotation of the shoulder. Overemphasize that rotation. All right? Because that's going to get that elbow in the correct position. If the elbow's in the correct position, the correct muscles are turning on. If it's not enough of a rotation, you're not getting into the lats. All right? So we're going to go 45 seconds, both arms, focusing on that internal rotation. We're going to build effort every 15 seconds. So start easy, and we'll build to a strong effort by the last 15. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Keep the hand. If you need to take a step back to get those arms extended, take a little step back and feel that internal rotation of the shoulders. 2, 1. Bring up the intensity a little bit. And when we bring up the intensity, we're focusing on accelerating through the stroke, not just moving our arms faster. Accelerate with more force front to back. 3, 2, bring up the effort one more time. A little more intensity. Eyes are straight down. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. Good. Much better on that one, guys. All right, everybody on their back. We're going to start with our hands and our feet in the air. And we're going to bring our left foot down straight as we bring our right arm back straight. And then bring it back to the start. And then go opposite. Opposite hand, opposite foot. Leg stays straight, arm stays straight. Actually, let's start with our arms extended over our head and our feet extended out. That's a better way to start. And then we're going to bring our left leg to our right hand, back, and then opposite. Try to keep your opposite arm, opposite leg extended as the other two meet in the middle. All right? 30 seconds. 2, 1. You don't have to touch if you can't get there. Just get as close as you can. Left leg to right arm, right arm to left leg. And keep that opposite arm, opposite leg extended as you reach up with the other ones. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. 45 seconds. Build effort every 15. When we extend those hands out, those arms out, really engage the scapula. You keep a nice firm base to help you get that internal rotation. If your scapula isn't engaged, it's going to be hard to rotate those shoulders in. Here we go. 45 seconds. Let's build effort every 15. 2, 1. Let's go. Make sure you're finishing with a flat hand. You're not pressing water up as you finish. You're pressing water back. 3, 2, 1. Bring up the intensity slightly. Three, 2, 1. Bring it up again. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, on your back, let's do that again. Extended arm, extended leg. 30 seconds. Reach those hands up. 3, 2, 1. Try and keep your lower back pressed into the ground as well. Don't let that lower back arch up at any time in this movement. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, one more 45-second effort. Start nice and easy, guys. I want you to climb the ladder as we go. Really feel the effort change every 15 seconds. We good? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. Feel the perfect technique. Two, one. Bring up the effort a little bit. A little more acceleration front to back. Feel that upper back engage at the extension. 2, 1. A little more intensity again. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, one more time. Extended arm, extended leg. Here we go. Extend those arms, extend those legs. 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Check on those hips. Make sure your lower back isn't arching. Lower back stays in contact with the ground the whole time. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, get a drink. All right, we're gonna go into some timing to finish up. We're going to a timing set. I've been working on that pull timing. Right? So we don't want to pull too soon in our stroke. We want to make sure that our lead hand is back in the front, is staying in the front all the way until the pulling hand recovers, right? So we're going to work on that timing of the stroke because this is the way we need to be swimming when we get into the water. We don't want to be pulling too soon like we're riding a bike, right? It's not the same movement as running or riding a bike. Swimming is pull, recover, right? So we're going to wait, and we're not going to pull until that lead arm gets into the front. So we're going to work on that here. Right arm, left arm. We're not going to pull that opposite arm until the recovery arm gets to the start position. So we're going to alternate, but we're working on waiting until that recovery arm gets to the front until pulling with the other arm. All right? So we're going to do that for 60 seconds. Nice and easy. Working on the timing of that pull, and we're going to relate that to the water this week when you go in and swim. All right? It's going to be easy. More of a catch-up style stroke. 2, 1. Left arm, right arm. And you're waiting until that other arm is in the front and stabilizing until you pull with that other arm. We're doing this for 60 seconds, so take your time. We're 20 seconds in. We're at a 60 to 70% effort, nothing too crazy. Each pull, you're feeling that shoulder internally rotate. Elbow pop up, and then you're accelerating through the stroke. 20 seconds to go. Make sure that arm that's in front is stable and strong. You're not letting it move with the momentum of the other arm. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, good. All right, everybody get in this side plank position. We're going to be in a side plank here. So I'm going to be on my right elbow. I'm going to stack my feet. If you need a little help, you can put one foot in front of the other, or you can put that inside knee down. I'm going to stack my feet. 30-second side plank. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Doesn't make a difference what side you're on. We're going to switch after this. Keep the hip up. Keep the hips curled under you. Don't let that hip sag. Nice strong elbow, shoulder. Pressing up off the floor. 5, 3, 2. Switch sides. Let's go to the other side. 30 seconds on the opposite side. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Just like in swimming, one side, you have better rotation. It feels more natural to breathe. You'll feel the same thing here. One side will feel better. One side will feel stronger. Another one will feel a little more awkward. Doesn't mean we forget about it. We got to just pay a little more attention to it. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, grab your cords. Hit up one more round of this catch-up stroke, 60 seconds. Take your time. Not about intensity, it's about doing correctly. Think about the timing and visualize yourself in the water. And how this feels, how it's going to feel timing-wise when you get into the water this week. All right, here we go. 1 minute catch-up stroke in 3, 2, 1. There's not 1 second that you can take off right arm, left arm. When your right arm's pulling, your left arm is extended and engaged. When your left arm's pulling, your right arm is extended and engaged. 20 seconds in. Don't let that elbow drop. I know you guys getting a little fatigued. The back is feeling a little tired. Keep everything perfect. If anything, slow it down. Be a little more deliberate with the stroke. We don't want to reinforce bad habits. 20 seconds to go. Wrist is firm. You're using the shoulder and the elbow to get that hand into the rear-facing position, not the wrist. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, side plank. "30 seconds. Here we go. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. If you want to try and lift that top leg away from you as you hit this side plank, you can try and lift that top leg up back to the start. If you're fine just holding the plank, just hold the plank. Don't worry about it. If you want a little more of a challenge, try and do repeats of lifting that top leg up. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Over to the left side. Or the other side. Here we go. 30 seconds on the opposite side. 3, 2, 1. Keep that hip up. Don't let your butt poke out. Keep your hips under you. 15 seconds. 10. 3, 2, 1. Just come onto your knees. On all fours. Let's get some cat-cow. Drop your head, push up through the hands. Round that upper back. And then drop your chest down. Lift that head up, look towards the ceiling, push your butt out. Get some movement in that scapula and that spine. Breathe in when you go into the cow position. Breathe out when you go into the cat position. Let's go 2 more. All right, sit back on your heels, drop that butt back, extend those hands out. Drop your shoulders to the floor, drop your head to the floor. And feel that lat, back of the shoulder, scapula stretch. Really extend your spine, pull your butt back. Walk your right hand to your left hand and lean into that right lat. Now walk your right hand back, walk your left hand to your right hand and lean into the left lat. Walk that hand back. Walk those fingertips away. All right, good work, guys. Another solid session. Throughout the day, you can work on that internal rotation, right? You can do this every so often. Feel that, watch the elbows. You know when your elbow's in that high position, that's the rotation that you want. If the elbows aren't rotating up to this angle, you're not rotating that shoulder in enough at the start of your stroke, right? We want to think internally rotate, elbows up, and that's where we want to be to get those hands and elbows in the correct position to power through the water. If we're not rotating enough, if we're rotating to here and we start our stroke, look at my elbows, right? They're down. That's not what we want. So think about that today. Think about overemphasizing that rotation. Getting those elbows in the right spot allows us to get into those lats. So good work, guys. Another week down. We will see you on the ride tomorrow. Bye.